do the outsiders make it a bigger deal than what it actually is?
I mean, obviously the schools go way back as far as the history, and there's some sort of hatred out there. And, I'm kind of new to it. I was even new to the whole Indiana-Purdue matchup. When I was at Michigan, it was the same thing. I was like, Purdue is just kind of another Big Ten game. Here, obviously, it's a lot more, and you kind of got to buy into that and play with that extra intensity just because of the rivalry. But I think, outside, inside, it's definitely a big game for both.
How much confidence do you guys take from the balance you have offensively and so many different guys are capable of a big night or just delivering it very good?
Yeah, with so many guys scoring last night, it's nice. If we had two guys in a huge shooting slump last night, going to Kentucky, kind of worried about them. It's nice not to have to worry. You got a lot of guys scoring and making the right play, so it's just makes things easier on us.
Everybody's going to want to talk about Euless, Yogi matchup, but how important is the big guys down low? A lot of people feel like that's going to be the difference.
Yeah, I think overall there's going to be a lot of talent out on the floor, and with the big men especially, it's going to be a battle on the glass. That could be the difference in the game.
Max, how have you guys improved defensively as the year's gone on?
I think we've bought into more of our concepts. We've gone into more unit team defense, whereas before we would have the tendency to get too worried about our individual matchups. With not just doing some fundamental things like getting in the gap and making penetration difficult. So sometimes the guys back in the beginning of the year were kind of on an island one-on-one where everyone was too consumed by their own matchup. But I think a lot more now where our defensive rotations are better, ball screen coverage. We've just been working on that.
Max, you talked about how it's going to come down to probably the big man side. How do you keep you guys out of foul trouble yourself and the rest of the big guys, as well as Thomas Bryant, who always gets in foul trouble?
I'd say just don't get any cheap ones. There's some that Thomas gets sometimes where it's just like really, did you really need to have that one? And I think as long as he just continues to play his game and not try to do too much and know when he can make his impact just by being an exceptional basketball player. I think if he just kind of keeps to what he does and doesn't try to do too much, he'll have a really effective game.
Before you looked at the film today or for this game, how much have you seen Kentucky play before?
Not a ton. I've flipped it on and caught them a little bit. I know Kentucky's always Kentucky. They have been. They got a lot of athletes, a lot of young guys who are highly recruited out of high school, and definitely a lot of athleticism.
What catches your eye when you look at their tape?
How well they can attack teams that don't know how to play them right. You got so many different guys that can just beat you one-on-one, and just so much talent out there. If you fall into bad tendencies and don't stick to your principles, you can get beat pretty easily.
Is there one key to beating Kentucky?
There's never one key to beat any team, but there's just some general things that coaches put together in the game plan to try to beat them.
Max,